in this episode. So, after a long time, we finally figured out how all of this comes apart. This is the inside of the computer.
We're here at Mud Lake Conservation Area, and we're gonna do a little trail around the pond here. Well, we just retrieved the laptop from the bottom of the lake. I got some battle wounds here. I smashed up my hand on the bottom of the docks, but at least we got the laptop back. Hopefully Rice will save it, and thank God for my wetsuit because it was cold in there. So what just happened?
Well, I was working with the laptop at the tent outside, and it was really windy, so the wind blew it right off the table onto the dock, in the water. And Corey and I dressed up in our wetsuit and tried finding it. Corey actually did find it, but now it's soaking wet.
Let's see if the Rice gods will fix their laptop.
I never thought of taking apart my laptop. It's either kaput or maybe half kaput.
Alex is soon going to be a professional at taking apart this laptop.
I don't know about that. Some screws are really tight on there. Maybe my laptop's trying to tell me something, because DVD drive wasn't working anymore. My SD card reader hasn't been working in ages, and HDMI, sometimes not. What else doesn't work? So, after a long time, we finally figured out how all of this comes apart. It's quite a bit of a challenge. But this is the inside of the computer.
There's where all the goodies are stored. Hopefully the hard drive is still okay. But we'll try to save the entire thing by throwing in a big old bag of rice and see how it goes. We're here at Mud Lake Conservation Area, and we're gonna do a little trail around the pond here. Probably a blue heron trail because it looks like it's like 3 kilometers. It goes all the way around. And we really need to stretch our legs because we've been sitting in the boat doing a lot of photo and video editing for you guys. And we just really want to get outside and enjoy some fresh air on this nice fall day. So let's go. The blue way. We're going that way. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because we make sure to give you lots of useful content, whether it be DIYs to get you out there doing similar things, or maybe a review, or maybe it's just a sweet adventure like this where we get outside and do something fun. Have you been spending a lot of time inside, kind of feeling a little down in the dumps, or a little like you're in a rut, or a little depressed maybe even? Well, come outside, just go for a little hike, even if it's just on a little path somewhere in your neighborhood. It helps tremendously to kind of just pick up your spirits and make you a little bit happier. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've climbed a tree in almost a year, so it feels really nice to just be stretching all those limbs and monkeying around a little bit. almost forgot. Subscribe!
And smash that like button and get outside. It felt so good to be out walking in the woods. Usually every single year I do some multi-day treks, and it was my very first year not doing any. Gonna be rice everywhere.
How goes the mission?
I don't know yet. We'll see when we turn it on and when we get all the rice out of it. Hopefully it's dried enough.
So it's been in this bag of rice for 4 days. 2 days we had this whole thing, just rice all over the circuit boards here and stuff, as well as the keyboard. Everything was just soaking in rice. And then when we tried to take it out 2 days later to just check on it, see how it was looking, the board and everything was all dry, but we could tell when we pushed on the screen that there was still liquid inside the screen because it was spreading. You could see the liquid spreading around when you just pressed on it gently. So now we press on it and it doesn't seem to be any liquid, so we're going to throw it back together and hopefully it works. It's probably a problem a lot of people run into, and then they're like, oh shoot, I gotta buy a brand new laptop. Well, if this works, you don't need to buy a brand new laptop. Slap it back together to see if it works. Alright, the moment of truth. We got the power hooked up. Let's see if this button works. Come on. So we still have, as you saw there, I unplugged it right away because there's still a problem with it. There, you could see the background color. I don't think that's a good thing. So it sounds like the hard drive is having a hard time. So you're probably gonna tell, but we just took apart the computer again. Right here on the foam where the hard drive was is all damp. So the hard drive was definitely still wet even though we soaked it in rice.
Holy shit! It's actually working! Oh no, I'm losing it. The computer turned on, but the screen is kaput. The screen is non-existent. There's still tons of water into it. So we hooked up the second screen from Corey's computer and we're gonna try to retrieve the stuff out of it so that I have a couple of the files that I didn't have backed up. Most of it was backed up, but some of it wasn't, so now I'm just trying to save whatever was left on it, and I think the computer is just gone though. But it's kind of working. Yes.
So the right button doesn't work?
No, it doesn't work, so I can only open one screen at a time, but I'm trying to transfer everything that I really care about.
Ooh, look, it's transferring. Bring up the transfer thing.
Look, it's actually getting better. The screen has been drying by itself.
What you cooking? Good looking?
I'm making some fresh pizza, so making the dough. It's hopefully rising okay. And I figured it's so cold outside today that might as well just use the oven and warm up the place. This is my pizza roller glass. Gonna buy some wine to have a bottle of wine. Our home and moving away.
So it's getting really chilly. They turned off the water at our dock and it's a really long walk. So we decided we're gonna move over to some of the more empty docks over closer to the marina, and we're just gonna go do a pump out here now.
There's nothing like a cold beer when you come back from an awesome sail. Last sail of October probably. What do you think?
Well, there's only one more day and tomorrow is supposed to be pretty rainy, so I think that's the last sail for October. But maybe squeeze one more at the beginning of November before we haul out and
maybe
get really cold on the winter.
No, but cheers. Come on, dive. Oh.
So today's our last sail of the season. Sad day. We're not super excited about it, but as you can see, we're wearing some more winter gear.
So sailing seems like it's something that you do when you're retired or that you need a lot of money to do, but it really doesn't have to be that way. We don't have that much money and we made it happen because that's what we aspired to do. We are about to take down the sails. No! It's the end of the season and we're coming out of the water in a couple of days, and today is sunny, so we're gonna take advantage of that and take down the sails before getting ready for the winter. What are you doing, Corey?
I'm just trying to control trying to control the jib sheet a little bit. It's a little bit windy. So we have a bit of a weird further roller here. There's two tracks inside our stay here, and basically you pull down on one side and it lifts up the other side. So it's just a little finicky to deal with up here. It was a really sad day taking down our sails. Our summer had exceeded our expectations and it just flew by. We only splashed at the end of June and it was now early November.
We knew our sail was pretty bad at the beginning of the season and didn't even know if it would actually last the whole summer. But now, whew, she's bad. Tears all over the place. Ha! I developed a new appreciation for the wind. Waking up in the morning, looking up at the flag to figure out the wind speed and direction had become part of my routine. We spend less than $60 in diesel thanks to our sails. It's crazy to think that we can go anywhere, even upwind, as long as you're patient. We bought this boat barely familiar with the basics, and look at us now, captains of our own vessel, and constantly pushing our limits.
How goes the battle?
It's quite the battle actually, because this is a really old sewing machine. And it's got a bit of trouble getting going, so you've got to help it. And now my foot pedal is half working, so I'm actually squeezing it in between my knees at the specific spot where it actually works. So it's a battle. But I'm redoing all the curtains in our boat because they were all kind of boring beige with a bit of stains. So now they're gonna be bright orange. Want to add some light.
Our raw water faucet snapped on us. Luckily, we were able to salvage another one off of a boat that was going to the scrapyard. Thanks a lot, Chris.
There's all these little bugs. I don't know if you can see them.
Next time, we experience some strong winds, flooding in the marina, then it's time to haul out and winterize everything on a really cold, snowy day.
Just disconnected the water filter. So we managed to cover the whole sailboat. Hopefully it's gonna be strong enough for the winds.
You guys will never guess where we're heading right now. Alex is so easy to please. Just give her a bowl full of cabbage and she'll just eat it all.
They're just so good. It's just like chips. You put a bowl of cabbage in front of me and I'm gonna eat it. I have veggies.